The main things that we're looking for are obviously dead wood. We would love a big, dead, well-decomposed log. But also, since it's the summer and we're looking for those mycorrhizal mushrooms, we also just want large, mature trees. Oak trees and beech trees are well known for being the trees that create the most mycorrhizal associations. Mainly the name of the game is walking until you see a mushroom. Deep down, I love going on a scavenger hunt and finding something aesthetically pleasing at the end of it. And I think that that is what most people who are obsessed with field mycology are obsessed with. We love hunting for something and then finding something that we've never found before, that's aesthetically gratifying, and that we can show off to our friends that we found it. That's what excites us and what keeps us coming back. Hello, mourning dove. Goodbye. 2018, it was a really wet year. And I know a lot of people in the Northeast who got into mushrooms because it just kept raining every 3 days and there were just mushrooms popping out of everywhere. So while I was walking my dog, I found a bunch of little tiny ones popping up out of the cobblestones, and it looked magical. And I took some pictures, and I thought they were the best pictures I had ever taken because they were so cute. And I was like, I'm gonna go find some more to take pictures of. And I never stopped. Where is it? Oh my goodness. Oh my God, good job, Matt. Oh my God, crushed it. There are a lot of different species of chanterelle around here, a lot. These are mycorrhizal mushrooms that we only find in the summer. All of the species of chanterelle are in the genus Cantharellus. They usually only get to about this size. You can eat them, but it's quite a bit of work to pick enough of them. Yeah. Myself and a lot of the other organizers do this in an attempt to protect mushrooms and fungal biodiversity from habitat loss. And I think that the only way to stop habitat loss is to make people aware of what is available around you in different habitats. A lot of people don't realize that fungi are absolutely essential in just about every area of biological life on Earth. They are recyclers of the forest, breaking down dead plant and animal matter to bring nutrients back into the soil. An estimated 90% of trees actually need to form associations with fungi in the soil in order to reach maturity and thrive. And as humans, we use fungi in countless applications in our society. Obviously, we eat them. We use them in many forms of medicine. They live inside of our bodies, and they are around us all the time, even if we don't see them. This is a loop. People call it a jeweler's loop, L-O-U-P-E. You can get it on eBay for like $10, and they're really cool for looking at tiny little things. You can also take a picture through them. It took me 3 years to figure that out. It works really well for macro photography. A huge amount of the work of field mycology has been done by amateurs.
That's so cool.
Simply because there hasn't been that much money. So there just aren't that many professional mycologists versus how many amateur mycologists there are. And because of the ephemeral nature of mushrooms, it is a matter of how much time you spend out there looking. There was a very well-loved mycologist who died a couple years ago. He was the president of New York Club for a long time, named Gary Linkoff. And he was very well known for telling people that the best way to identify a rusula is to throw it at a tree, and if it explodes, it's a rusula.
I want to throw one.
Oh yeah, throw it at a tree. When I first got extremely obsessed with mushrooms, I spent a long time asking myself, why mushrooms? What's happening? Why is this more interesting to me than everything else has ever been? I think there are a lot of small answers that add up to it just being the right thing for some people.
Mushrooms, hemp, and hydrogen are the three things that I'm most encouraged by right now. Looks like a leaf came through it.
Yeah.
My son, I adopted him when he was 3.5, and he's got brain damage. And he entered middle school with a Lexile score of 0 and graduated high school with a Lexile score of 720. And I'm not going to take total credit for the mushrooms, but I've been giving him supplements of lion's mane daily since right before middle school started. But his teachers did a lot of good work on him too.
This could be cool. I was really looking for a way to connect to any kind of natural world, so I got really into tree identification, I got into urban foraging, and if you go into foraging, you go into mushrooms as a matter of course, and then moved to Philly and found this club, and the club is great and was an enormous resource during the pandemic and continues to be a great resource and a great time.
One thing that concerns me a lot, especially living in a city, is that my son will grow up thinking that the world is this like little man-made cube, and he won't have an imagination about what the natural world is like. And then you see something like a mushroom, which is so much weirder than anything a person would invent. So I think that's really important to show to a kid.
Okay, these guys are deadly amanitas. It definitely could be called a destroying angel. If anyone wants to take some of these mushrooms home and play with them, that's fine. One last thing that I always want to ask of everyone is to think about using iNaturalist. There have been a very large amount of really important discoveries, not just in the world of mycology, that have been made on iNaturalist by people who did not know what they were looking at. So I just want to let you know that you could be somebody who found a new species and not even know it if you just get into using this app. And community science in general will appreciate it. And a lot of scientists will be able to use your data to write scientific papers. Thousands of scientific papers have already been written only using the data that was taken by iNaturalist users who are non-professional. So the mushrooms really want you to do that. Think about that.